God bless. Well, here again, we're glad to be with you. I'm Apostle Dr. Sylvester Paul Brinson III, the Dean of the Brinson Institute, and we're just so glad that God is continuously blessing us in the midst of what's going on, in the midst of what's happening. Wow, so many things have taken place in this last season. This last season, we have had hurricanes, we've had people destroyed, we have had homes destroyed, we've had all kinds of issues. But you know what? God is still in control. God is still in control. And I believe that no matter what happens in life, who does what, God's going to get the glory out of what he does, and he wants to get the glory out of your life. Well, today I was just thinking about some things. Last month I had the opportunity to participate with a workshop, a seminar. I was called to do a workshop, a seminar, and participate in a dream conference, and they were talking about know your dreams and how to dream and what are your visions and how do you carry your vision and how did you carry your dream. Out of all the excitement, guess what? They called me to come and do an hour workshop on what kills the dream. I was like, wow. I'm the bearer of bad news. Everybody is talking about the dream and the vision and how to have a dream and have a vision. And you asked me to come and talk about what can kill a dream. What are dream killers? So I want to, I thought about that. Why don't I share this with our television family, our studio audience, about dream killers? What happens? What are some of them? I've got about 7 principles I want to share with you today. I don't know if we get through all of them, but I've got about 7 principles to talk about that we have to be sensitive to, that if we're not careful, it will kill our dream and kill our visions. We all have visions and dreams. We all have visions and dreams. Many of us don't know what to do with them. Some of us, we need to be coached in them. But if you talk to an average person and really talk with them and share with them, and if you're a good listener and you have a good gift for the discerning of spirits, you'll be able to discern a dream or a vision or some sense of hope or some sense of expectation, or you'll hear them saying things like, we ought to, or what if everybody could. Well, I had an idea. I wonder if this would work. I wonder, is everything okay with what I said? It's because God has put within us the capacity to dream, the capacity to have vision. So let's take a look at some of the things that causes us to lose our dream and vision, or to abort our dream and vision, or just don't have it at all again. I just don't feel it anymore, Apostle. I just don't feel it again. I don't feel it anymore. Well, let's look at one of the principles that we must understand is that one of the principles of attack that will attack your vision or your dream is that you do not align your vision and dream with your purpose and your destiny. Some of us, we be dreaming off the hook. The question is, do I know my purpose and my destiny? What am I born for? Why did God put me here? What are some of the things? Who do I talk to in my engagement of life? Who do I come across that helps me understand my purpose? My purpose. What have I been destined to do? In the midst of what goes on with me in life, in the midst of what I come in contact with, you have to know and understand that you still had destiny is on your side. You may be delayed but not denied. Destiny calls to your purpose. Destiny identifies your purpose and say, come, come. Future calls to your presence and say to your present, come out of your past, wake up, understand where you are and what you're doing now. Accelerate, look at it, evaluate, because destiny say, come here, come go with me. We got some things to do. We got some places to go. We got some dreams to look into. We've got some visions to activate. Come go with me. So anytime you don't align yourself with your purpose and destiny, you are going to be given the capacity to dream. You're always going to have dreams and visions. But if you're not aligned with your purpose and destiny, your dreams and visions are going to be off. So a dream killer could be the fact that you have a dream, but it's not the right dream for you. You have a vision, but it's not a vision from you. It may be the vision. It may be, or sometimes people get visions from other people's vision and dreams from other people's dreams. But then also there's an innate dream and a dream capacity and vision capacity in you as you live life. The question is, if you do not, what is your purpose? Because if you do not understand your purpose and destiny, you will tend to dream off base. Your dream and your vision will tend to be off and not aligned with your purpose, and you will find yourself frustrated trying to live out a dream or trying to live out a vision, and it's not even in with your purpose. And so therefore you realize you keep losing energy and don't have the energy, because if you have a dream and vision and it's not in alignment with your purpose and destiny, it will kill it. So the question is my dream and my vision in line with my purpose as destiny awaits me in the call? Number two, the other thing that will kill your vision or dream is to be preoccupied with non-supporters. Preoccupation with non-supporters. You know, it's strange that sometimes we're so preoccupied with those who don't like us, as you say, the haters and this and those who have something negative. Those kind of people seem to draw our attention and take us off square quicker than a person who say, I believe in you, I heard you, I understand what you are about, I know what you got to do. So therefore, when you begin to see that I have to identify with my supporters, and I have to recognize those who God has touched a heart to be with me, then I can make my dream and vision come true, because it's so easy to get preoccupied in those people who don't want to support. It's almost like the negative outweighs the positive. Now you got 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 people that say, we're with you. I'm with you, Brinson. Let's go. Let's do this. And they're saying that, and then you look over there and there's 1 or 2 people that's grunting, that's hating. If you're not careful, you will give all your energy to the negative side rather than releasing that energy to those who say, but I'm here, but we're here. Because that's the way the mind works. It talks about what ain't. No, we here. So if you look at that, there's a story that goes along with that. 1 Samuel chapter 10. For those of you all that want to study along with me in this presentation, 1 Samuel chapter 10, verses 25 to 27. Remember the story when Samuel anointed Saul to be king. It says, and they came together. So when you're going to anoint somebody to be king, you bring them gifts. You celebrate the fact this is the new king. And so it says that Samuel wrote the protocols of what a king's supposed to do and have, and put them in a book and sent the people away. Meaning that I'm going to take what you all did today and some other things you do. This is how you keep up with a king. This is how you treat a king. These are the protocols for a king. So he wrote the protocols, put them in a book, sent them home. The biblical text says Saul, after being made king, and Samuel, after sending the people home after the celebration, that some men of Belial, then there were some men of Belial that says, this man is not going to rule over us. And they brought him no gifts. You know, it's bad enough to have some people say they're not following you. But then they, you know, the things that you feel that you should be getting from them, they cut them off. They brought him everybody brought the king a gift. They all came to the celebration bringing a gift. These people said, no, you're not going to be our leader, and they brought you no gifts. Who are the people that bring you no gifts? I know you know who they are. Sometimes you can identify those who didn't bring the gifts based upon those who did. You can have a party and have a celebration, and 50 people will show up, and 48 people bring you gifts. And there's 2 people that came in, they didn't have no car, no money, didn't bring you nothing. Do you know if you're not careful, your mind will register on those 2 people that did not over the 48 that did. You be like, yeah, man, you know, everybody came and we had a good time and everybody brought something except for Brother Brown and Brother Larry. But what about the other 48 people? Well, I mean, that was good, but 2 people stood out. So if you're not careful in your dream and your vision, you will allow yourselves to become preoccupied with people that are non-supporters of who you are and sidetrack you and make you frustrated and shut you down. And next time you look about it, you lost your motivation, you lost your excitement because you were being preoccupied with those who did not. There are more that be with you than those that be with the enemy. Always remember that. God always got some people that will support you and love on you more so than those who don't. More so than the haters. It's a matter of a frame of reference where you are and where your reference point is as you see God and you move forward and doing what God has called you to do. Okay, now, so we got principle number one. Vision and dream is out of alignment with purpose and destiny. Principle number 2, preoccupation with non-supporters versus those who God's heart has touched. When God touched people's heart, they go with you. So look at that. Now let's look at number 3. Number 3, I would say the third principle of killing your dream or being a dream killer is to be out of geographical assignment. Out of geographical assignment and not in consistency with an environment that allows you to be and produce and live through your dream and vision. Do you know your geographical where you are, where you live, where you do your stuff, and your environment where it holds you? Your geographical and your environment is directly related to you being able to produce your dream and your vision. Some of us have dreams and visions, and we seem like we just can't get it off the ground. You know why? Could it be that you're in the wrong environment? Who's around you? What's the paint like? What's the ambience like? Because to be in the wrong environment will frustrate your dream and your vision. Also, you can be in the wrong geographical area. God may give you a dream or vision or gift and talent and grace to be on the East Coast, and you living on the West Coast. And or you supposed to be in the South region, and you way up in the North region. So where does your vision and dream work at? Where there's a geographical assignment to you. There's a geographical assignment to your visions and dreams, and there's an environmental assignment. Some places, a lot of noise and a lot of unorganization frustrates your dream, because sometimes your dream and your visions may come out of quietness and solitude. But instead of being in a quiet place or a solitude place, you up there where there's a lot of noise. Then you want to know why you have not been able to set forth your dream and your vision is because you did not understand that your geographics and your environment plays a great important role on you achieving your dream. So here we are. We said vision and dreams that are out of line with purpose and destiny will kill your dream. That's principle number 1. Principle number 2, we said preoccupation with those people who are negative and non-supporters over against those who support you will kill your dream. We said now that being out of geographical alignment, you're not where you're supposed to be geographically placed, and your environment, you're not there. So that can kill your dream. Now, number 4, I say and suggest, number 4, what will kill your dream is you do not wait for God's 100. Or you don't wait for God's 400 or not God's 300. Put it that way. God's 300 or God's 400. What we say about that is Gideon had 300. That was God's assigned number, the Gideon 300. And David had 400 men that followed him plus. So when you have a dream or vision and you write it and make it plain, you have to also wait for affirmation. A lot of us, we don't wait for affirmation. Well, I got me a dream. I got me a vision. I'm going to do my thing. You don't consult with nobody. You run out there and put it all together. Now you upset because nobody came, nobody comes. You can't get the right resources. You know why? Because you didn't wait to go through the process of affirmation. Let's look at Gideon. God said, not only do you have a dream and a vision, you have an assignment. And you got your assignment is to whoop up the Midianites. So you told your dream and vision. You got 30,000 people, but that's too many. That's too big of an endorsement. I need a smaller group to work with. So he told them to go down to the brook, and then from there he ended up with 300. It was those 300 people that God assigned. See, you don't want the wrong amount of people assigned to you, because the amount of people that are assigned to you is directly related to your capacity of getting the job done. Because remember, each person has their own mind. Each person brings energy to the table. So therefore, you must be clear on the how many energy or energizers do you need to do this project? And what are the qualifications of those people you're asking to do the project in order for the project to be efficient? So you have to wait for an affirmation. So Gideon says, okay, there's 300. There's 300 people that now is responding to the Gideon call. God said, I'm going to nail it down to 300 because these people got to think like you. You got a special assignment for them. One of the things you're going to do is you're going to give everybody a picture. You're going to give everybody a candle, and you're going to tell them to smash the picture, light the candle, run down the hill, and holler and make noises and create a statement. Now, how many people will follow that kind of vision of leader? What? Not all of them 30,000 people that showed up. So God said, I got to sometime break your stuff down to a smaller group of people because the style that I give you, see, everybody, some people, they want to help you, they want to work with you, but they don't want to work within your style. They want to bring their style to the table. It causes confusion. And sometimes you have a lot of people coming because of certain other reasons, but you got to go past those other reasons and get down to the brass tack. This is my assignment. I have a certain style I want. There's a certain way to complete it, and God has to put you through the process for you to discern and understand. So there has to be affirmation. So if you don't get the affirmation from God about what he's giving you and it's clear, you'll get your assignment aborted. David had the 400 assignment. He had the 400 support. If you look at 1 Samuel chapter 22 with the David piece, Judges chapter 7 for the Gideon piece. So David, what happens to David? David goes to the cave of Adullam. The Adulamites, all of those people that came to David, they were wanted by the government. They were frustrated, but God sent him, and it said, and David became their captain, 400 men. He became their captain. Sometimes you have to wait till God send you people of like interests. Sometimes, some of the people that God send you in your vision and dream implementation, you know what? Some of them are going to be hurt just like you. Some are going to be wounded and frustrated just like you. Some of them are coming to you because they can identify your pain and your frustration. And the question is, do you turn them away because it reminds you of you? Or do you say, we can see this, I feel you, and because you can identify my pain and my process, and because you can identify and I can identify with you, we can create a team so we together can do something. Is that what happens with mad moms against alcohol and driving? Your son was killed by alcohol, somebody else's son. Out of our pain, we came together. We got a vision. We got a dream. We grew it. So the cave of Adullam was a place where David was hiding out from Saul. And it said that all those people that were wanted by the government, that had issues, they flocked and they came to David at the school of Adullam. And so what happens is we have to understand that what happens to people is that sometimes God will connect you with people with like passion, like pain, like expectation, like situations are the same. Don't run away from them because they may be your affirmation. Because sometimes the run away is to abort your process. God, I thought you was going to send me some people to take me here and take me there and take me here and take me there. And God said, yes, I did, but you didn't want them. Well, I didn't want them. They reminded me of this. They remind me of that. They was having the same problem. God said, yeah, but if you put your heads together, the creative genius of your pain, the creative genius of your mess become your message. And you together will be able to stand and support each other and become much more sensitive to the negatives that hinder and block your process. So some of the things that can come against our goals and our visions and our dreams is to not to wait for affirmation. We need the affirmation of others, some of them that was in the light group or others that God will send us that have some common concerns. So that's why it's important. So sometimes you've got to have people that is familiar with the old system long enough, because the familiarity with the older system helps them to attract a new system. Some people are familiar with the old system, but they want to stay in the old system because they like it. But those people who are really into the system and understand the old system, some of them are so excited and so polished when they get introduced to a new system that they spend time and energy and learning that new system well, because they're saying we're tired of that old system. So you need some people that's familiar with the old system, tired of the old system, looking for something new. And sometimes God will send you down that lane of highway to get some folk out of the old that happens to be waiting on the new. So we got to look at that. Now, the other thing that you might want to understand is that you must be able to identify and disciple your inner core group. Many of us have dreams and visions, and we have dreams, visions, and goals, but we never identify our inner group. We just say, well, I got a dream, I got a vision. We never ask ourselves, what are the best kind of people need to be on my team? How do I build my team? And most of us, we need to look at how do we intentionally build a team. Sometimes we can be talking and sharing our vision, our dreams. Oh, I work with you. Oh, but if we don't have the right discernment, we'll bring anybody on our team. Now we're frustrated because there's so much tension in the team. We end up getting aborting our process because we didn't ask God to sensitively identify with us those kinds of persons that will be excellent for our team. So you have to be able to identify. Let's look at it from a biblical standpoint. From Luke chapter 6, around verse 12, it says, and Jesus went into the mountains and prayed all night. Went up into the mountains, prayed all night. After which he came and he called his disciples to him. He called his disciples to them, out of which, calling his disciples, he called 12 to be his apostles. Isn't that something? He didn't come back and just call 12 disciples. He called all of his disciples to him that morning. He said he came down from the mountain and he called his disciples to them. And then out of that group, he identified 12. The question is, can you get relatively a 12 out of your large group? What percentage can you get out of your group? Whether it's 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 7. Where is your inner core? How do you identify your inner core? There must be some identification of your inner core people or persons or situations that is concerned about your dream, your vision. As you share it and tell it, you may be able to look at the responses. There's some people say, oh, okay, that's good, that's nice. Other people, well, tell me more about it. Then there are other people, they just listening all intent. So, but yet you have followers, but do you have your intent followers following you closer? And can you identify out of all the people, that was a good dream. Oh, I like that. Brinson, you know that's good. But out of all the group that give me my accolades and all the stuff that I get, I got to have an identifiable small nucleus who is committed to the purpose and destiny of where I am and can celebrate my dream and not try to be divisive in the dream process. So the question is, who are you discipling? Sometimes you may disciple a person or persons and they have your dream. They can get the dream. Sometimes you have to grow people up. You have to actually grow, nurture, and mentor, and then recruit people to be a part of your dream. You might have to also let certain people go from you or push those certain people away from you so that you can have a strong sense of dream. So the question is, how do I identify my disciples and who is my inner core group? Jesus had 12. How many you need, and what is your supportive staff? What kind of staff or supportive staff or personnel do you have in keeping your dream alive? Because if you have the wrong staff and the wrong personality and the wrong people, whether they family and friends have resources, but they just the wrong fit. If you got the wrong fit, you must acquit. Because if you don't acquit the wrong fit, it's going to frustrate your dreams and frustrate what God has called you. So we got to keep that in mind as we look at that. So there's one other thing. All of us need, in our vision, I had put this down, is that we all need, like David, an Ahithophel. Now, Ahithophel was a counselor to David, who was the king. Who's your counselor? Who's the person that know you? Ahithophel, he was one of David's advisors. I mean, we have many advisors, but out of all your advisors, there has to be an advisor, number one, that's familiar with you. They are friends. They're one of those friends that love it at all times. They can get you told. They can tell you. You can listen to them. You trust them. But they need to be familiar with you. They got to be familiar with your environment. They got to know you. They say, no. When you go into a place, they say, oh, no, he ain't going to like that because he's an environment person. It's all red in here. Oh, no, you got to put some blue and some earth tones and some other things here because if you want the best out of what he's going to do, this is the wrong setting for him. Who knows your right setting? Who's your Ahithophel? Who knows you? Who knows you and can give you God counsel? And who is understanding the matters of what you're dealing with? Who knows your ways? Who can give you counsel? And who is the kind of person that's sharp enough to pick you up and pick up when you're moving in a new direction? Who's sharp enough to say, he's changed, okay, and give you space to, no, I'm going to hold you to it. No, see, just what you said. Oh, no. Who is the person that said, okay, so we're changing this? Okay, so let's look at it from another angle. These are issues. I hope this has been some time while our time is out. I hope that what I share with you will give you some caution. If you're going to have a dream and keep a dream, watch out for the dream killers. You don't want to be around the dream killers because a dream killer will frustrate you. A dream killer will move you to abort your process. When it comes down to God, he says, the Holy Spirit, your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your handmaidens and on your servants shall prophesy. Your young men shall dream. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. See visions, dream dreams. Keep hope alive.